What is going on, guys? It is your boy Kelly Mac on the Track Network, bringing it back, and we are back with Strawhat Sitdown, episode 112.
Let's go.
Big shout outs to all you guys supporting. Make sure you guys like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Strawhat Sitdown, baby. I'm here with the gang as usual. Feel me? Strawhat Mod in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's good, y'all? What's good? This chapter was pretty interesting, and I don't know. I feel like we're going to cover the similar grounds, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm looking forward to talk about it. So let's get it.
Let's get it. We ready? You know, I see it on y'all faces, y'all. We just trying to get into the chapter today. I feel it. Mr. G in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's good, y'all? I'm wearing my Franky shirt, and that's because, real quick, shout out to my tattoo artist, Ali. Gave me the Franky tattoo.
Super.
Doing the super pose pre-time skip. That's my favorite form.
Yes.
But he got the nipple lasers from post-time skip. You know, just to add a little flair.
Yes.
So shout out to you, Ali. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm so excited to talk about this chapter, bro.
It's gonna be a very exciting chapter indeed. Last but not least, that boy YHuss in the building. What is going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? I'm chilling, bro. I think there's some super interesting stuff, a few really big tidbits to think about. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about them.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready to get into it. I respect it. We had a pretty interesting chapter. We had a little bit of discussion prior to the pod where we were like, there wasn't a whole lot of meat on this chapter, but there's definitely still a lot of interesting tidbits and reveals that we can go over and deep dive into. I feel like it's always like that with chapters. Even like the not meatiest of chapters still have things that we can pick at here and there, you know?
Yeah, facts, always. And also, real quick, shout out to that boy Cali Mac. He's back because he got second last week at Maker, so good shit. I just gotta shout it out again.
The delay shout out was OD. I appreciate you though, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, I almost forgot to say congratulations, Callie.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't here last week, guys. I did have to go to a tournament. Ended up placing second. It was really cool experience.
Yeah, we said, man, top 8 or don't come back. So
yeah, you did say it. I wouldn't have been back here at all had I not made that top 8. So thank God. Thank God.
To retire the captain.
I gotta give my headset to somebody like Shakes to Luffy. No cap. The captain. Yeah, it's definitely. I appreciate you guys, man. Nice to be back. Definitely nice to be back. I miss talking about the last chapter because last chapter was insane.
Anything from the last chapter that you wanted to say?
Damn, I wish you didn't put me on the spot like that because it's not off the top of my head. I'm not gonna lie.
When it comes to you.
Yeah, exactly.
If it comes to me, I might just stop the episode. We'll talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
All right, we can get into the new chapter now.
Let's get it.
Chapter 1116, Inner Conflict.
Wait. What about YHuss?
Whoa. What do you mean?
What about me?
Did YHuss?
Nah,
I did. You got me.
Y'all don't know.
Okay,
Mine just woke up, so he's still a little out of it. He gonna get backed up to speed soon.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you though, gang.
Nah, that was real. He tried to hold you down. That was real. If I did forget you,
I was like, wait, hold on.
That's love, man.
Nah, that's love. That's real love. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, yeah, I'm tired, y'all. My bad.
It's all good. We're gonna get through this chapter. You're gonna get some sleep. Chapter 1116, Inner Conflict. We have more cover story. We have Yamato at Atsuru, receiving supplies, medicine, and dumplings from the villagers. That villager is Kinnimon's lady, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that is. She got the scar on her face and
everything.
everything.
Look at me go. I'm nasty.
Hey, you come back a new man, bro.
You feel me? Yeah, she's slowly making her way across Wano. I don't think there's anything too much to make of.
For a second, I thought that was like a devil fruit, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" But then when you read the caption, that's actually not the case.
That would have been crazy. What the hell was a random ass?
Small cameo of that guy that the Yokozuna that Luffy fought that wanted
the big guy, right?
or whatever her name is. What's Okiku? Yeah,
Okiku,
he wanted to marry Okiku. Then Luffy sumo wrestled him.
Oh, wasn't that an Impel? Not Impel. Oh my god, I'm smacked. The jail in Wano.
No. It was the beginning. It was the beginning of Wano. In the jail, that's Big Mom.
No, but he was sumo wrestling somebody, no? In the jail? Where he had the
Maybe.
he had
When he was
the
doing
thing
his
on
training.
neck. Yeah, he had the thing on his neck and he had to stay within the I don't know, maybe I'm bugging, maybe I'm just damn, I had it for a second. I was good for a second and then I lost it just like that. That's tough.
Hey, it's all good.
Yeah, not too much to dive into on this specific cover art. She's still making her way across Wano. I'm sure at some point she'll come across something eventful, but now she's just making a trip. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
We start the chapter continuing Vegapunk's message to the world. And we get a lot of different reactions from different parties as Vegapunk continues his speech. I'm not sure who this first panel is or where they're at in this first panel.
I was gonna ask YHuss.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if we know where that is.
Yeah,
It's not Alabasta. Cause I was looking at
I
the.
thought at first, but I don't think it is.
I can see why you would say it does give off. The buildings do give off that. And the
Yeah,
palm
because
trees too.
if you look at the whole both pictures right now, because you see I think it's Alabasta, and then it goes to Emu with the painting.
There's a
and then-
camel in there, bro. It's definitely Alabasta.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking at
Alabasta.
it now, yeah, it's
Oh,
like
definitely
a whole
a camel
camel.
right there. You're right.
Boom.
Good catch. So yeah, we see places like Alabasta reacting. We then switch to Emu in their throne room lair, whatever.
It's perfect.
I think so. The speech bubbles here, they are from the citizens of Alabasta. I'm assuming,
Yeah, definitely.
right?
Yeah.
And we're just looking at Emu as their. Is this last speech bubble? Because we have the speech bubbles with the citizens saying this war is still going on. How's everybody still alive? What's going on? And then the last speech bubble says explain Vegapunk, but it's next to Emu. Is that still the?
That was actually a change from TCB to this one. This one in TCB, all it said was Vegapunk with exclamation point, as if Emu was angry.
Yeah.
But if they're saying explain, it has to be.
It has to be the
A
people.
continuation
Yeah,
of the people, right? That's what I would assume too.
yeah. Because I thought for a second, as you said, I thought that was Emu saying Vegapunk, and that would have been the first time we actually heard Emu's voice, like legit, or like in an angry way type of shit. And but
Well, no, he
this
spoke against Sabo, didn't he? Not Sabo.
He definitely lost his
Yeah,
whole
he
soul
was-
versus Cobra.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
Sabo. Yeah.
you're right. I actually
Yeah,
forgot
very,
about
very
that. I forgot about that.
actually fucking speaking. So I thought so too, but it seems like it's just the people.
And
Okay.
that picture of Nefertari D. Lily, she really does look like fucking Vivi. It's crazy.
Are we assuming that photo that Emu's
It's gotta
staring
be.
at is Nefertiti?
I think so too. Yeah.
I thought so.
Wait,
I mean, she's supposed to be like her super far back ancestor. So
Mhm.
yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, it's like
And-
a painting almost.
Yeah.
yo, they was fucking, bro. They had to be.
No facts, bro.
They had to be because why do you have a picture of this lady who
Betrayed you.
supposedly betrayed you?
Yes.
He was
hung
down
up-
bad.
Yo, like you had to be down bad over her, yo.
And think about it.
Wait.
Actually, think about it. Like, she did the biggest like betrayal in his eyes. Like, he made it so that the entire 900 years that's passed, he's had to like look behind his back because there might be people reading the poneglyphs. Like, that's the biggest betrayal possible for him. That's what he put it that way. He said that was our biggest possible like worst case scenario. But he still referred to it as a blunder. Like, she didn't mean to. Nah, this guy, bro, he was in deep, bro.
Yeah, nah, he
Yeah.
was locked in.
Damn.
She put that thing on him and had him whipped.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And the fact, well, it could have been that it could have been a mutual love or a one-sided type of love. But either way, that could explain why he wanted Vivi's because he said bring her to me.
Yeah, he sees
Wow.
he sees her in the ancestor.
Facts.
We know
Facts.
that we know that at one point they were on good terms at one point, or at least maybe not good terms, but he was the 20 kings queens thing. They were under Emu, if I'm not mistaken, right?
It seems like an alliance of sorts.
Or an alliance of some sort.
That's how
So
it
they
started.
had some sort of agreement at some point.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
could very well have been like a marriage thing too, like a marriage like alliance agreement type
Between,
of shit. Like.
yeah, no, I actually completely agree. I think that's like a very
That
big
would also
possibility,
make that would
they
make
could have
sense as to why she would want to just disappear like that too.
And what if she was in love with Joy Boy.
Ooh.
Yo, stop.
I'm just saying, some Romeo Juliet shit, yo.
This nigga Oda has been building up fucking Romeo Juliet this whole time, nigga. Oh my god. I don't know how I feel about that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's interesting because I feel like people that read One Piece are very averse to a romance.
Yes.
Not, okay, I mean, obviously we've seen it with like in the crew, people really don't want that. Like a lot of people, and then I guess like when it comes to a big kind of like something like this where we've been following this for how many years, where it comes down to like that was my like I was in love with her or whatever. People are really averse to that, and understandable, but it's Oda, man. I believe in him.
I think it's just that romance isn't a big part of the One Piece story in general.
Yep.
Well, at least not romance in the sense of between two people, but I mean, is that really true though? I mean, like I thought I heard about ships all the time in terms of
I think they exist for sure, but I feel like I've seen like a sentiment, and I don't think it's like the whole community for sure. But I definitely seen a big sentiment of like trying to get away from it, especially within the crew. But there's always going to be like a rabid side for each, right? For being for and against, especially something like this. So I think there's both for sure.
I think it's a little less prevalent in One Piece than other.
I agree. I completely agree.
Other IPs.
I don't know. Just to me though, it just seems like with Imu, like a lover scorn. Like he's like, you know, they're very vengeful because they got like we said, they got betrayed and stuff. And what hurts more than being betrayed by a lover, bro? Not much more hurts than that.
Yeah.
So
I was talking to my boys about it because my boy was like, "Okay, are we sure it's like a romance thing?" And I'm like, "Bro, think about the other people that he interacted with images of Luffy, Shirahoshi, Blackbeard. He had their pictures stabbed onto the ground with knives, and it's like a small bounty poster. Obviously, he was holding the BB-1 in his hands, but this is a giant picture that Imu looks up to in his palace.
Yeah,
like just the framing of it, no pun intended, is like clear."
Yeah, I mean, if it was a lover, whether it was a lover or not, it's someone extremely important to him because you have a big ass painting right there.
Look at 900 years.
Right. So contextually, it probably is. It most likely is a lover situation. Most likely.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have no problem with Oda diving into a love story though, because I mean, some people said, and I heard some people say this in real life, that they like One Piece, but the one thing it is kind of missing, even though it has literally covered almost every literary of device for storytelling possible, is a love story.
Mm-hmm.
We had like Boa Hancock and Luffy, but that's like completely one-sided, and we're talking about like a consensual love story that either ends in happiness or tragedy or something like that. I love tragic romance more so than like happy-go-lucky romance. So that would be interesting if that's what this was here.
Is that necessary for this story? Do you think that is necessary for One Piece to hit all the check marks to those people?
No, but I think that's one of the reasons why One Piece is loved by many different people, by so many people of different walks of life, is that it checks a lot of different
things for them.
Different things for them. But I know some people that are into romance. Okay, I'll just say this: I know some women because I feel like because I don't think any guy has ever said this, but I know women that have read One Piece, watched One Piece, whatever, and they like it, but they do wish that it would have romance. And it's the thing
something. Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah, and it's the thing, and it's not just One Piece that's like this. It's like for a lot of women, it's one of the problems why it's hard for them to get into shonen in general, because shonen in general don't cover like individual romance at all. They just do at most like the teasing stuff, the teenage teasing things, like, oh, I secretly like you, but I don't want to say nothing until like maybe the very, very, very last episode or never at all. And for a lot of women, that's bullshit. So it's not a good angle for romance, and I guess Oda subverts that by just not touching that subject matter at all, which I guess you could say is like great, but it leaves some women feeling empty, like hollow, because they like it.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I've met a lot of women that do not care about the romance stuff, that will sit here and watch Black Clover, JJK, Bleach, etc., etc.
1,000%.
I think it's like a slight generalization to say that they all want the romance, because I just don't agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. I've met, and it's also a personal experience, because you can definitely have met more women that want that, and I could have met more women that have not wanted that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just think that it shouldn't be generalized, and just like people are gonna like what they want. You know what I mean? Which is why I say I don't think that One Piece necessarily needs the romance. I think that I'm not saying that I would be adverse to it, or that I would be against it, or that it would be done bad. I think Oda can do romance well. And somebody in the chat pointed out earlier, Senior Pink's backstory. That was brilliant use of romance in the story. Like, did an A1 job of it.
I think that's where Oda does it very well. Like, he'll use it in the past. Like, so I think in this case it could, like, it'll be like the romance will be in the past. Like, it won't be ever be in like the present with like the crew or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, just to explain like where Emu comes from a little bit. You know, I mean, obviously it's all assumptions. We don't know if that's true or not. But it's definitely a possibility with the way that these pictures, these panels be framing it out.
Yeah. All right, it's not a love podcast, so let's keep it pushing. We start having a whole convo about relationships. So Alabaster's reacting. We see oh no, fuck. What's dude's name, man?
Dude, I was reading the chat with my boys and I didn't get it, and I was so sad. But I actually have it. But it seems like Mod has it too.
I was gonna say what was it? Edonim or Edon?
It's Igaram.
Okay, I was not remembering that. I'm not even.
When I read the chapter, I was so sad I didn't remember his name, but for some reason it came to me so instantly here.
Yeah, we see Igaram reacting to Vivi's missing poster.
And Karu too.
And Karu bawling his. I didn't even notice Karu in the background. Oh, poor duck.
That panel of Igaram is so sad. The middle one.
Yeah, you just see him with the tears falling down, just looking at the poster. It's rough. Little does he know, she's alive and well and fine, so he'll be all right. Vegapunk's continuing his message, apologizing to the world and letting everyone know about this energy source that he wanted to create that would power the entire world. And he said, although it's incomplete, he had reached the practical stages of the work, and this is when he reveals the Mother Flame, which we already seen, but now we get some background on it. We find out that it is the energy source that's supposed to eventually power the world, and then we find out that one little piece of this flame has been stolen. We see everybody reacting to this news. Vegapunk takes the blame for this piece of the world, the piece of the flame getting stolen. And as this is happening, we get the fallout, the literal fallout from the basement exploding from under the island, and everybody landing in the middle of the island that was trapped in the basement, including the Seraphim in the bubbles, which I have no doubt will play some sort of crazy role in the next few chapters.
Facts.
We then see Edison. He's reached his limit with doing whatever he was doing to produce the smoke, the clouds for the Strawhats to make it. He's reached his limit. He can't do anymore. He's begging Stussy to get away and keep herself safe. And then Stussy turns around and asks to free Kaku. She says that she won't let him go after the Strawhats. And yeah, she just wants to free him. Go ahead.
She's having her Pinocchio moment right now, like, you know, not knowing what her existence is, but she does know that, you know, Kaku, to her, he is a friend, even though she betrayed him, but, you know, she was put in a tough position.
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of.
because, go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say actually?
No, I was gonna continue.
Okay, I was gonna say it kind of like she because in that flashback of Kuma's when he was gonna be put under, he was like we're kind of similar that you don't have any free will anymore, and Vegapunk was like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about, right? Like you're like a human being, And I'm glad we got this kind of page. I don't know if this is like the last. I think this feels like a culmination of that storyline to me of Stussy and Kaku in Egghead, kind of. But I'm just glad we got to finish that so that through line from that part of the flashback.
That's why. Remember last episode, YHuss Mod. I was saying that like, I think if she does free him, that they're just gonna fight for each other. Because Kaku right now thinks he's alone because Lucy left. Even though we know Lucy told Mars to not kill him, but he doesn't know that, right? So
Yeah.
I think once she frees him, like they might run into Lucy, and Kaku and Lucy might fight. Who knows? And like he's defending Stussy, like type of shit. Like and
Yeah,
they end up
we might get
just
a scene
Bonnie
of
Clyde type of shit. Like they just go off and do their thing.
we might get a scene of like Kaku and Lucci like having that conflict, like you said, where it would be like Lucci's like, bro, I am in too deep, bro. I'm not going nowhere, bro. This is what I do, right? And so yeah, I agree. I think that's what I see as well for Kaku and Stussy.
Yeah, this is the relationship between the CP0 agents became a lot deeper than I thought it would be when they first got to the island.
Yeah.
I definitely thought it was just let's gauge Luffy's power level now, giving him an old opponent, and boom, that's the end of it. But the three of them have definitely added some depth to the arc for sure.
1,000%.
Yeah, definitely. I think it feels like at least with the top members of CP0, like they came from, they came together. Because like all of CP9 basically got promoted to CP0, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they're all the top ranking members. So yeah, there's going to be some rapport there, and I'm pretty sure Stussy was with them for a lot of time. So yeah, I could definitely see their friends. Hell, you looked at the CP9 agents back in the day when Luffy was at them in East Lobby. They were kind of chilling, They were kind of cool with each other. They kind of remind you of like the Straw Hats in a way, a little bit, but darker.
Definitely. Yep.
So yeah, like yeah, I could definitely see this,
Yeah, 100%. Yes, we see Edison having the same revelation that we just said, that Stussy, seeing that Stussy's been conflicted and that she saw Kaku as a friend as well. She's talking about her humanity, just telling her to follow her heart, do what it takes to survive. Definitely, this was definitely a nice page between the three of them. Yeah. Interested to see what happens once Kaku gets freed, what his next move is. That panel in the bottom right is crazy too, because he almost looks a little remorseful. Hearing everything.
He looks shocked too. Like she really struggled with what she did. She didn't like, and as someone that's she's a literal Pinocchio. Like she doesn't know, what to feel. Like what she's feeling is okay.
Yeah.
And which is nice about Edison, really showed Vegapunk's compassionate side here, and be like, like, damn, we put you like that's kind of fucked up what we did.
Which emotion or whatever was Edison?
Ooh.
Edison, maybe logic, or is that
Edison is the inventor. Just like the name Thomas Edison, famous for yeah, he's the inventor of the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious.
Yeah, like thinking. Yeah.
He's the thinker. Bro's the thinker.
Well, I think Pythagoras was actually the thinker.
Pythagoras is wisdom, I think.
You sure?
Yeah. That one I'm like randomly sure.
I thought he was like logic or something.
Shaka's logic / good, and Pythagoras definitely wisdom. For some reason, trust me on that one. I don't know why.
Was it Shaka logic?
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember Shaka, they went back and forth on. Some were good, some were logic. I don't know which one we ended up taking.
I don't know how accurate this is, but it says Flair
for Edison.
Yeah, like FLAIR, because Desire, wrath, wisdom, flair, evil, logic. Shaka was logic. Lilith.
Yeah, for some reason they like flip between like so that one says logic for Shaka, but we often hear good now. And for Edison, I do remember that
Okay.
Flare one, but I think with like Thinker kind of stuck.
So another translation says emotion and thought. So
Yeah, that one. That
is
Yeah,
pretty.
that one just
That's
cut
still
me off.
yeah. That didn't do anything.
Anyway,
for me
Thinker,
either.
yeah, let's say Thinker because it's kind of a small thing anyway.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's definitely whatever. Okay, yeah, back to Vegapunk's message. He goes on to continue his message and talks about the incident 2 weeks ago with Lucia Kingdom and how he has linked it to the theft of the Mother Flame.
Do we want to stop and talk about that? Actually, the fact that the only like he for some reason when I read the last page, the one where he talks about how the Mother Flame was created, but unfortunately a small piece was stolen. For some reason I read that as like he kind of did it, like he completed it, it was done, but the only problem was York stole some of it. Does that mean he succeeded in his goal of making an undying energy?
No. He said that he had reached a practical stage, and that's not necessarily finished. I think that's more so operational, like it works. I'm sure there's still some kinks and stuff to work out. Okay. Yeah.
And just like true government, they're like, "Ooh, let's that shit out. Let's use it."
It works, bet. Give me that shit.
You know, like motherfuckers, bro. Like, it's
yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, I was gonna say, Lord forbids that you go directly to the people with this shit. You got to go through the third man, but that is the government.
But
the
government will definitely do it to you.
Yep.
Yo, who are those people in that panel?
Top left?
Yeah.
Revolutionary Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah, so he talks about the incident and how he's linked it to the theft of the Mother Flame and the earthquakes, yada yada. He then claims that he says this with utmost pride. He can say that nothing but the Mother Flame could have created so much energy to destroy Lelouch. And he says the flame that I created was used to activate an ancient weapon. So just casually, or not casually, but dropping the bombshell in the world that the ancient weapons are real and exist and can be used to destroy countries.
Yeah, also the news, that Lucia is gone.
Yeah, and the fact that Lucia is gone, we see some of the countries reacting like to go confirm that Lucia is gone.
Yeah, shout out to the king at the bottom. Is it Elizabello, I think? The guy with the king punch from Just Rose Up.
Oh shit, that is him. That's fire. I didn't even realize.
Strawhat Grand Fleet, baby.
That's fire. That's fire.
Well, not him. He denied the Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
He did? I thought he did.
I think he might not. I think Mod's right.
Yeah, no, he didn't, because he said he's still a king and he got a kingdom to run, but I think he supports Luffy, but not as like a Grand Fleet member.
Officially, I got it. Yeah, especially because then if that was the case, then he would lose a spot in the Reverie and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he's too important to do that. But I wanted to say though that now that he said that, I think this is even though we mostly knew it, it was still a little bit up in the air of whether it was or not, but I think this is definitely confirmation that Uranus is the reason why that event happened.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because we know where the other two are. So
Also, I'm gonna keep it a buck. We've been new, man. I
was gonna say we've definitely knew, but we just didn't have confirmation. But it made the most sense out of everything.
But I know why Mod brings it up, because I feel like for some reason people wanted to say it was everything but that. Not everyone, but a lot of people I just saw refuse to see the obvious strand that the Mother Flame is the thing that powers the ancient weapon. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people thought the Mother Flame was the weapon, for example.
Well, to be fair, it's Oda, so I can't blame people for trying to look at different angles to the obvious answer, because a lot of times the obvious answer don't be the answer with Oda. So, but yeah, I think this is all but confirmation that it is.
Oda got the best pump fake, got the best crossover in the game, dog.
Yeah.
Like that motherfucker is so good.
AI for real, yo. Okay, yeah. So he does confirm that it should have been used to power the ancient weapon. And then we see Vegapunk slam his head to the ground and just show complete and utter remorse for his actions, which I think has been a constant in Vegapunk's character. No matter what his inventions have been used for and what deals he's made, he has generally had good, pure intentions to just further science and further civilization with his inventions and his genius. It's just the world has twisted his inventions and his mind to their own agendas and whatnot.
Hold on, and this is what something I wanted to ask you, because I started watching One Piece again in terms of like the anime in order to catch up and stuff, like to see the different stuff. And right now I'm at where I was at where Vegapunk and Dragon were talking from the past or whatever at Ohara. And I remember when Dragon asked him to join, he said, like, I wanted you to join the Revolutionary Army and you refused. And he basically said, because y'all don't got no money, got some broke boys. And he's like, but I can do good with, I can get with the government, I can get money and still do good on the inside. Do y'all think that in hindsight was a bad decision?
I mean, but it's the only decision he had, especially as a scientist, bro. Because think about it, with everything that now that we know was flooded, all those resources, just he had no way to get money on his own. Like, there's no resources they could go out and get on his own. He had to fucking use what he could. He used Mads, right, when he was a pirate. That's why he invented Mads, so he could use the resources that they all had to work on their inventions. When that wasn't enough, and when he betrayed them by turning one of their shits into a flower cannon type of shit, he then went to the government. And it's always like, for a scientist, you always will need money. Money is how you get your research going, get your inventions up. And unfortunately, he's working for the government. So what's gonna happen? They're gonna take that shit and they're gonna fucking corrupt it, twist it anyway.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, that's true in terms of like what he has to do. But I'm saying, like, in hindsight, all of Vegapunk's best inventions are weapons that the government uses in hindsight. Like, I mean, the Seraphim, the Pacifista, the Mother Flame, which I know was not made for that, but they took that shit anyway. Like, just every notable invention that we know of in the One Piece world has been used by the government for some bullshit. So I'm saying, like, even with that being said, do you still feel like going with the government was the best choice?
I feel like I have 2 points. I feel like it's not fair to put that on Vegapunk, who didn't really have a say in how his inventions got used. Like, obviously, in hindsight, had he known how his inventions get used, I don't think that he would have chosen. I don't think that makes it a bad decision because he didn't do it with bad intentions. And my second point is that I would argue that he would not have gotten any of the Void Century research information done had he not joined the government. That was the only way he was able to get close enough to get any information that he has. And this whole speech doesn't happen if he never joins the government.
Well, I will agree somewhat, but the only point against that about that I will like kind of go against is the fact that a lot of that Void Century research was thanks to O'Hara's books, right? And he went to Elbaf and saw Saul, and Saul helped pointed him out as to like all the books and stuff, and he literally read all of them. And so Shaka at least said that he had all the O'Hara research in his head, and he continued it. But that is a lot of Void Century stuff.
Let me rephrase then, because you're right. I definitely phrased that wrong. It wasn't that he needed it to get. He didn't need the government to get the research, because he did get that through the O'Hara incident. But he needed it. He needed the government's assistance, support, backing to act on it. I guess we can't really say that he acted on it yet, but what am I trying to say here? Oh my god, I'm losing my whole train of thought. he needed the government, well, for the message, one point, to be able to get the message out, because once he found out, he knew that he needed to get it out to the world. I don't think. Do you think that he would have still been able to get this message out to everybody without having Egghead Island?
I just think that in hindsight, I think that if Vegapunk joined the Revolutionary Army, I think that now, again, I don't know, but I think that they would make more central accommodations for him since he's such a critical mind. But I mean, I can't say for 100% for sure. I just know that, like, in hindsight, I can't tell if this was the best decision or not. Like, because if I'm being honest, like, if Vegapunk was with Dragon, right? What's his name? Kuma would it have to go through some type of bullshit deal to help heal Bonnie? Now, I know the money thing was the issue, but to be quite frank, the money issue was always still there, because Lilith was literally plundering pirates and stuff to get their money because they kept needing money for research. And you're a part of the government. They supposed to got your back on the money. But for some reason, you're on your own still. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I had this question in my head. Like, that's why I really wanted to ask y'all, like,
This would be a fire One Piece what if question, no cap. I can't lie. Yeah. For the what if segment.
Yeah. Like Bonnie would have been like Bonnie the situation.
Point, though.
Yeah, like the Bonnie situation could have been different. We would have not had pacifistas. We would have no Seraphim. We would have no Lelouchia gone. Like, it's just, I can't tell if this was better or worse. I just legitimately can't tell. I can't name a good thing that came out of this. Let me just say that I can't.
I think everything that you're saying is true. I just don't like you saying. I don't like the wording saying that it was a bad decision. I think that,
I understand what you mean.
I get what you're saying. In hindsight, it definitely looks like joining Dragon would have led to a lot better outcomes for more people. So I can't. So as it looks right now, it does look like joining Dragon would have been a more positive decision for everybody involved. But I just don't like blaming Vegapunk, saying that it was a bad decision.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not. Just to be clear, I'm not blaming Vegapunk. I know that he did. Obviously, he can't see the future and know all this is gonna happen. I think that, like, in that moment, I mean, in those moments, whenever Dragon asked him, he chose for where his heart needed to go, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's fine, especially if the options are, well. I'm sorry, because I'm still thinking, like, damn, choosing the government over.
I think the moral grayness is like the definitely what Oda wants us to feel. That like, despite trying his best to, and he had a great cause, right, to make energy for everyone, but it ended up killing an entire country. Also, though, another question is, like, without the cosign of the government, without doing all this stuff they did for the Marines, would people trust him? Would he have the ability to know that there was a what's it called, a tremor in Lelouchia? So I think we have to see how this affects the people and how he primes the people for a rebellion. And at the end of the day, if we can say that his speech changes the world and makes it so that the stage is set for Imu's takedown, I think we can probably say it ended up being the good outcome. But I think the moral grayness is the point. And I think, like Callie brought up, how it's like a through line with Vegapunk, and it kind of is, it's his connection to Einstein for making the physics to create a nuclear bomb. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. But it's a great question, and I'm glad you bring it up.
That was a good question, and I do agree that the outcome of this speech will help answer that question tremendously.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's try and speed it up a little bit. Try and get to the rest of the chapter.
Yeah, let's keep it pushing.
Yeah. So we have Vegapunk showing deep remorse for creating the Mother Flame, which was used to destroy Lelouchia. We get other characters reacting, like Momonosuke and Wano. We get Crocodile But Crocodile was funny because they have him reacting when he starts talking about the 3 ancient weapons because we know he's looking for him. I think that was a funny callback by Oda. So Vegapunk says in the past there were 3 ancient weapons and Joy Boy attempted to preserve them for the future. And he also goes back to say this is why he cannot assign anybody a moral compass, because knowing what the ancient weapons could do and their destructive capabilities, he is confused as to why Joy Boy would want to preserve them for the future. So this is why he doesn't necessarily want to label anybody as good and evil until he can see the full picture. He says the day will come where all the answers will be laid bare, and that moment will happen when we reach the very precipice of the world's drowning. I don't know what that means. Any Englishers?
It just killed me. Sorry. It's like the penultimate. Like we're on the brink of
type of shit. Yeah.
The pinnacle. Okay, I know that one. Okay. He goes on to say that the Void Century he still doesn't know everything about the Void Century, but there are people who do know everything, including the king of the pirates crew.
Insane.
As he says that, we also get a panel of Akainu damn near exploding.
Yep.
And just seething, saying, "You're really going to tell them everything, Vegapunk."
Bro, I love that shit, bro.
Bro, this is a huge change from the TCB. TCB, he didn't have a question mark. He was saying more so, "I want you to explain everything. Like we're gonna get to the bottom of this," as if he didn't know all this, which I feel like was what I expected. But in this one, it seems like he knows more than he should.
Yeah, like,
and that he's really annoyed at Vegapunk for telling the people.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of mind warping. In that, does he know a lot about the Void Century? Does the Fleet Admiral know? I mean, Sengoku seemed to know a lot.
He does. That's why this dude is fucking stress eating right now, bro. Doing that whole shit, bro. I was Sengoku the other day watching that Game 5 of fucking Timberwolves and the Mavs, bro. I was stress eating that game. I was like, oh, bro, this is terrible, bro. Like that shit, yo. He's stressed out. So they definitely know when you become Fleet Admiral. I feel like that's when you get folded into everything and get told about everything.
I'm gonna take a different stance. I do think Sengoku knows a lot more than he's told, because he was there 22 years ago with the whole Roger thing, and he was also there as Admiral during the Rocks incident and et cetera, et cetera. So he was there for a great event. So I'm pretty sure he knows a lot more than whatever. But Sengoku, I'm gonna argue that he just don't want anybody to talk about it, because that's what he killed that's what he did a genocide on Ohara for. Like he even killed those civilians that most likely had nothing to do with it, didn't know anything about it, but he was afraid that archaeologists escaped with them, so he nuked the whole thing. I mean, so yeah, that type of person who's now seeing a jumbotron of the top scientists exposing shit, he's gonna be like, oh, you really telling them everything? Vegapunk, you really doing this?
Yeah.
I think you put that really well, because it's a good reminder that to him that was the crime he was fighting in Ohara, and I guess it takes more to convince him that the government is not on his side.
We talking about Sengoku, right?
Akainu. He meant Akainu. Okay. I know he said Sengoku, but he meant Akainu.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
So yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I'm okay. I will table the idea that he knows more than he should for now, because I think that's a better way to look at it.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
Because if this guy knows about the Void Century and the world government, and he's still on their team, he's a pussy.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. Hey, yeah, so we get that big bombshell. We get people reacting. We get a shot back to Crocus and Laboon.
Let's go.
Way back. Yeah, him just react. It's funny. It almost looks like Laboon understands and is shocked.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's pretty dope.
That's
I love Crocus because I know he can hear this, and I know he's just chilling, yep.
But that was the same reaction he had when he first met Zoro and the gang, when they dropped into Laboon's stomach and he was just staring at them for 5 minutes.
He's like, someone's gonna get hurt. It's me.
Yeah. Crocus is my guy, man.
It's funny.
So yeah, we get some of the world reacting, afraid because the secrets of the world are in the hands of pirates. And then we go back to Greedy Bitch. York, thank you. Who is confused at all this information. She says, how could Stella know that she stole the Mother Flame, which revealing that she's the one that stole it. She says that she stopped synchronizing so that he couldn't have known, and she knows he's terrible at lying and acting because he was completely shocked when he found out that York was the one that betrayed her. So she's confused without knowing. He knows what he doesn't shouldn't know, and he doesn't know what he should know. So she's confused on the timeline here.
Which is a very interesting, Vegapunk is. She says she goes on to say more. Actually, I'll let it finish.
Yeah. She says that she received information about Lelusia and then observed the data. And she says this is how the timeline confuses her. Because at that point, I can't even speak. I can't talk. She says, did he know about the government's response? And then she says, if that's the case, I've been wrong all along, and that he wouldn't just hide the transponder snail, knowing that the government would be coming in full force like this. And this is when she makes the aha light bulb moment and realizes where the transponder snail is. Because she says she's Vegapunk as well, the transponder snail is under the protection of the Iron Giant. We then cut to Sabaody, where the message is still going. Vegapunk is saying when the Pirate King's crew learned of the history, why didn't they do anything, tell anybody, act on it or anything? And then we cut to Sabaody. We cut to a bar in Sabaody, where we see that boy Dark King Rayleigh, drunk as a motherfucker, head on the table. He's saying that he's just an old man now, and that Vegapunk is telling the kids too much. Says, don't be a fool, us old folks keep our secrets. Don't rob the youngins of all the fun. Right, Roger? End of the chapter. Yeah, that was a lot in that last page or two.
Yeah, a lot happened.
So this whole York speech where she's trying to put the pieces together to figure out where the transponder snail is. I don't know why. You had an idea?
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say that the first thing is that it's just interesting that Vegapunk kind of outplayed her without knowing who she was.
Yeah.
But again, then I have a lot of other questions. Like, if he was so ahead of the game, bro, how do you let someone like the Mother Flame get a piece of it stolen? And also, why is she shocked that he thought it was her? She's like, when the Mother Flame was stolen, my synchronization was off. Nigga, you would be the first person I suggest. I suspect.
Exactly, and that's why I feel like he just kept it quiet. You know what I mean? And was just observing what was happening. And he's a scientist, so he probably wanted to see what happened. And also, if he thought this much ahead, right, was to say that he knew that the government was going to use it to power an ancient weapon. Now he has proof, and now he's showing that now. You know what I mean?
I would disagree only because I'm sorry, Mod. I would disagree only because of I don't think Oda would put this panel in. I think Oda put this panel in specifically to kind of showcase that he didn't know it was York, because she specifically says she knows he's terrible at lying and acting, and that he was truly shocked when he found out. I don't think that he puts that panel in if a Vegapunk was putting on a front.
It's definitely a panel to consider. I completely agree with you.
Yeah, there might be some type of extra Jedi thing going on here. Because it maybe have something to do with the other Vegapunks. Maybe because since they all synchronized and they can all get the information from each other's experience. Maybe there was a different Vegapunk that knew who it was, but maybe they didn't. Maybe Shaka, because he passed away, but they didn't necessarily synchronize the information as to which Vegapunk.
We know that there's got to be stuff that she's missing from the Punk records, because she didn't know the broadcast was even a thing. and they did that shit like a week ago.
exactly.
It was 3 of them in there, so yeah.
Right. So that means that there's specific information that they can omit from their findings and stuff in the synchronization. And even we know this has to be the case or possibility because Jinbe asked Shaka, not Shaka, but Stella earlier in the arc. That's great, but what about competing ideologies? Wouldn't that like play a role into this? And Vegapunk was like, yeah, I mean, that's a good point, Jinbe, but you know, we can't stop because of that. So, you know, while York may have had her motives, someone like Shaka, who is also good, right? Maybe realized who it was, but it put who it was. Just know that it probably happened or whatever. Okay. But
and I think we're gonna get more too. Like Oda's gonna explain this confusion, and it'll be like a crazy checkmate from Vegapunk for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Speaking of checkmate, what do you guys think about the fact? What do you guys think about what was said about the Iron Giant and the snail? When I read the CCB, I didn't understand. I thought the snail was somewhere in the Fabio phase, but then my boy reminded me of the fact like some people think it's in the giant.
Yeah, because we saw this fucking Vegapunk phase through.
At the very beginning of the arc when we see him. Exactly. He was phasing out of the giant and was like, oh, what went wrong during the warp? So now we know what he was doing in there. And especially the official is more confirming that it says it's under the protection of the Iron Giant in the Fabio phase. So he must have it on his person, aka it's inside of him. Yeah. Which is crazy. That's like Dragon ain't do shit this arc, but the Iron Giant is
that was Dragon's last chance, bro. He's done. He's cooked, bro.
Cooked. But I think this is like more realistic and makes sense. And also, like people, like we know the Iron Giant is probably one of Joy Boy's companions. It's gonna be good to see the elders try to stop it next chapter.
Yeah, that's be fun.
And get like maybe a voice century like interaction, like yo, how are you here 900 years in the future? It's something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I think it'll be cool to see them interact with each other. We know that it's capable of a little bit of speech. So. That should definitely be interesting. Especially if it's like fully powered up now, so it'll be interesting. And I think the one last big thing is the Roger Pirates being revealed to the world of knowing everything. But and the question was, I'm sorry, go ahead. Are you gonna ask like, was that something that people didn't know? Yeah, I think 1000%. I think for some reason we got lucky with Rayleigh, and he told them when we know everything now. We follow the poneglyphs to the end, but you have to know about the poneglyphs. You know what? I have to reread that scene with Robin and Rayleigh because I have to see the context. But to me, I feel like Laugh Tale is not advertised as a place where you learn everything. You know what I mean? It's the place of the One Piece. It just happens to be where the One Piece is. And to Roger, it was like the final island at the time, right? Did they not say that all the secrets of the world
were in One Piece?
We're in the One Piece or something like that.
The big voice-centric secrets at least.
But who was that person though? Was it Rayleigh?
Rayleigh said when Robin said
and saw it though. That's what I mean. Is that like he saw the thing and they're like, oh, Joy Boy, that's everything here. And then he told Robin.
Yeah, but he said to Robin, "We know everything. Like we know the full history, and we can tell you if you want. But let me tell you, your conclusion from hearing me say it may be vastly different from if you find out yourself."
1000%. And so my point there is that you have to know that they know everything. You have to talk to them and let them, and they have to tell you, "We learned everything." I feel like for most people, getting to Laugh Tale is not about the voice entry at all. And even if you know about the poneglyphs, it's just Roger's treasure, and you don't know that Joy Boy left whatever's there. You might not even know who Joy Boy is. A lot of people don't know Joy Boy. Like to a lot of people, like we know that it's something people didn't know because the civilians were like, "What the fuck? Why do they know who's some pirates?" Right? The biggest criminal in the world to them know the truth of the world, and I'm just curious as to like Vegapunk knowing that to me is very interesting because from my remembering of One Piece, the only reason we know that they know everything is because we were told that twice from Rayleigh and Odin. So how does he know that they know everything? Did Rayleigh give him the download one time? Like tell him like, yo, this is what happened?
Oh, because you saying like he shouldn't know the contents of what's there at Laugh Tale at all?
Yeah, what you're saying? That's exactly what I'm saying. We don't have a reason to believe that people just know that Laugh-Tale gives you the secrets to the voice entry. So how does he know that they know everything now from getting to Laugh-Tale?
Well,
it's just to me.
Right.
When I was asking, don't we know that already? I meant the readers, not the people.
Yes, we absolutely know that. Yeah.
That's what I meant. I figured that's definitely groundbreaking news for the people in the verse. But like as us, I figured we knew that for a long time, that the One Piece wasn't just some treasure. It was like the secrets of the world or whatever.
Absolutely.
It's still to be fair, it is still new information for us, because like YHuss pointed out, we didn't know that there are people that know what's waiting at One Piece for them. That's the groundbreaking news here, is that Vegapunk knows that voice entry shit is at the One Piece, when Roger never, said
they were chasing. They thought something might be there, but
yeah.
Then they ended up finding out everything. Joy Boy apparently left everything there, like all the knowledge. And so yeah, the stuff that we now know is that Vegapunk somehow knows that getting to Laugh-Tale is like, do you learn everything? My question there is, how does he know that? Did the Roger Pirate tell him?
Bro, the smartest man in the world knowing something does not surprise me, bro.
It is not that crazy. It is not that crazy.
It doesn't do it for me, bro. Like, the smartest man in the world. If anybody could figure it out, I don't know.
It would be him.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I need to know how, bro. I need to know if someone told him. I gotta know if it's an poneglyph.
It's true. And he probably do got the connection, bro. It might be one of the ones that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, let's also keep an open mind, because we don't know necessarily that's the information he got that would allow him to know that the Roger Pirates been to Laugh-Tale, so therefore they know everything. It's more like you said, YHuss, someone could have snitched, but
and not in like a bad way either.
Yeah, but someone also, like, we don't know where Vegapunk's research led him, because he researched everything. He knew this was going to happen.
And to quote Stussy, by the way, she said he took the O'Hara research even further. Right.
So it could have been that, like, while he was researching, because O'Hara had mass amount of books, and that's why Vegapunk was fighting so hard to get to that information, because at first he didn't want the Giants to take it because he didn't know who they were. But Dragon reassured him, like, no, those are Elbaf Giants, and they're going to respect the O'Harans' work. So he went there, and he read all those books, that big, huge library of books. And again, if that's all stuff covering the voice entry, and he researched all of it, it wouldn't be surprising to me if there was like a missing piece or several missing pieces that would have him think, like, okay, if I can't get the rest of the information here, how else can I get it without being a pirate myself and going around the world looking for poneglyphs? And then it probably dawned to him, wait a minute. If that's the case, maybe Roger and his crew got the rest of the information. And maybe he tried to find them and the stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see.
1,000%.
Yeah. Hopefully Oda will let us know, because we definitely do gotta know.
Are we on break next week?
Sadly.
We are? Oh.
Yeah.
When I went to Shonen Jump, it said that we get a chapter in 7 days.
I think he just took a break.
Wait, hold on.
Because TCB said a break.
No, hold on.
Yeah, no,
because Callie's right, though.
No,
it does say 7 days.
I think it's scheduled, but they haven't updated it. He's definitely on break this week.
Okay.
TCB said break next weekend. I think he just
I remember seeing that at TCB, and then I saw the Shonen Jump. I was confused.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I will say though, this whole Laugh-Tale thing, it's gonna reignite even more the race for One Piece.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, hold on. Let me ask y'all this though, because I know we're concluding, but there was a big question I wanted to ask. So, I know that there's a little bit of a theme here with the morality of different things, right? So I just wanted to ask y'all, could y'all see a moral reason as to why Roger and his crew never told anybody about the world, the state of the world, in a sense? Because, and don't get me wrong, I don't think it's I don't know if it's their responsibility or not, but when it comes to some shit that affects literally everybody, do y'all think that like they may have had a moral obligation to let people know this, or is it okay to just kind of flimsily allow people to find the truths themselves, knowing that people will die, people will.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was flimsically. I think that question was answered actually by them themselves, because when they found it, they said, "Oh, it's not our time." I think whatever they found, they weren't able to act on at that moment in time, so they had to leave it.
And we also know that for some strange reason, they had a very firm belief that in 20 years, Joy Boy's gonna come back, and they did their thing to try to set it in motion. Like Roger maybe passing out his hat to Shanks, Odin trying to open Wano's borders and leaving that to his retainers. They did what they could in the shadows, and for some reason, I think they just have a lot of belief that in 20 years, Joy Boy is gonna do what he has to do. I think that's what it comes down to. Like they felt like, why risk the world government shoring up their defenses and let Joy Boy come back and surprise them? Kind of like that Orochi always being so scared of those ghosts.
Yeah,
that's true. And also, like, you know, you also got example like Crocus being at that point, you know, when where he is right now, going into the Grand Line, and then also you got Rayleigh with his ship coding business. He's the only one that could do it. You know, why is he coding ships to go underwater? Now it all makes fucking sense, because he's trying to do what he can.
No Devil Fruit crew as well.
Yeah, and he's trying to, you know, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, big time. No devil fruits on his crew. So why the fuck do he want the gum fruit?
Well, yeah, but the only reason why I use the term flimsical is because it don't feel like. I mean, yeah, there's that angle that he is waiting for Joy Boy. I get that, but at the same time, it's not like they were gatekeeping that information per se. What's his name? Rayleigh. In this chapter, he said, "Don't be an ass, take it away. Don't be an ass and take it away from the youngsters. The thrill is theirs to seek now," right, Roger? So that verbiage lets me know, like, when he says youngsters, I don't necessarily know if he's saying like Luffy exclusively, right?
Even if this generation of pirates,
he's talking about generation of pirates, and so he's not. So what I'm saying is, just imagine, right, in real life. Well, and I know it's not real life. I'm not saying like it's the same, you know, weight or whatever, but just imagine if like climate change was something that we didn't know about, right? And that information was only found out if you go to like a certain place or whatever in the world. And, you know, that, and the world's most famous researcher or sailor or whoever hides that information under the guise of like some type of like crazy exploration of treasure or something there, and then makes it like a contest for everybody to go get to there. Coming to find out that that information has something to do with the state of the world. Will we call that irresponsible, or will we call that like as, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's fair game? And again, I know it's not the same. I know it's obviously one's a story, but I'm putting myself in that situation because the gravity of in that story is similar to like what it would be in real life in terms of like climate change, the world being submerged. It's kind of a similar vein. So that's why I'm asking that.
I have an answer, but not to that hypothetical, if that's okay.
Okay.
I was gonna bring it back to Roger, and I think you're right. And I know what you meant by maybe whimsical was a better word to describe the reasoning.
Yeah.
In that, like, it's something like a little bit of it is definitely like they're on their own adventure, and I think that's something to remember about One Piece, is that even though we're getting this, like, it's always about, you know, like oppressive governments and fighting for freedom and stuff like that. Obviously, these heavy things are here, but Luffy just wants to have fun and he wants to have a grand adventure with his friends, right? And I think that part of it is also their mod, and that's kind of what you were bringing up about Roger and them to a degree. It's like, yo, don't spoil their fun when it's like fun. My niggas are dying, you know what I mean? So I think that's there a little bit. I know exactly what you mean. I think it's there a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I kind of feel a little bit of what Vegapunk is saying, because it's like,
he's like, bro,
like,
niggas are dying.
Right? Like we had a whole sea submergence of, like, we don't know how many people died in that, and on top of that,
just got cooked.
A whole country got cooked, and on top of that, we got what's his name? Like, technically Roger's choice to have everybody, sail the Grand Line to find this quote unquote treasure has caused people to die too. So it's like, it made me put things into perspective. And don't get me wrong, I don't think Roger or Rayleigh are bad people. They just, it's funny. It's funny that Vegapunk talk about the morality of Joy Boy, and it feels like Roger and Rayleigh follow that same lineage of greatness. And maybe it's just like, we have our way of doing things, and maybe it'll all make way more sense once we get the actual information. But from this right here, it doesn't look too good. You know what I mean? Like,
I think he'll expand on what they might have been doing. Because if he just brings up just shit on them, I find that pretty funny. But
that would be a little
I do believe he'll expand, at least.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was definitely an interesting question. There's definitely something to think about.
Facts. Yeah.
Anything else before we wrap it up?
I think that's it.
I think that's about it. Break next week. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I guess we'll see what happens. Big shout out to everybody that was in the chat today. We appreciate you guys. Everybody in the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat showing us love. We appreciate you guys. If you're not watching these episodes live, you need to be here live. Come chop it up with us. Talk with us. We listen. We talk to you back. We're not shy. We don't bite. We got you. Feel me?
Yeah. Shout out to both chats. Super hype today. Jay, Majin, Prophecy, John. It was hype, man. And Miguel was in here earlier. I think that was a nuke chatter. It was sick, man.
Definitely appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the YouTube channel at Strawhat Sitdown, and follow us on all socials at Strawhat Sitdown on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, etc. You look for us, you will find us. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will be back next Sunday, whether there's a chapter or not. We know we got the One Piece content for y'all. Yeah, that's about it. All right, until next time, you guys take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate you guys, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that One Piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that One Piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin'. Every time an episode is dropping, we see D3 in the corner. Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's YHuss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that One Piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that One Piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that One